Cameron Flowers.
And I'm Summer Showers.
Stay with us as we cover God's gift throughout the ages. Good morning to all the heavenly hosts. It's another beautiful day here at Pearly Gates. We're so glad you've joined us for Faith News today.
As you know, we shine a big golden spotlight on God's people, those who trust Him and His promises.
It's always an honor to sit here next to my co-host, Summer Showers. And may I just say, you have a brilliant new gold spun hairdo today.
Thank you, Seaflo. I have to admit, I peeked at the lineup we have for today, and it's pretty halo-tastic.
With that, let's go to our roving angels on the ground, Seraphim and Cherubim.
Good morning, Cameron and Summer. We are here in Israel, where everyone is abuzz about our subject in our Faith News feature this morning.
That's right. What the people are saying here is that Noah has been building a very large boat for decades. And if you know the dry weather around here, you know that's pretty weird.
Let's get it straight from his wife, Mrs. Noah.
Hello? Just speak into the microphone here.
This gold stick?
Yes, the gold stick.
Mrs. Noah, what can you tell us about your husband Noah?
If you're going to make fun of him, I'm not going to.
Oh no, we are very interested in the construction project going on here.
Oh, in that case, years and years ago, God told Noah that he should build a very large boat called
An ark?
An ark. You've heard of it? And in that case, I told him it's going to be expensive.
I'd imagine so.
You have no idea. So he builds this boat. I mean, what do I care? I mean, he has a hobby. But when he tells me he wants to put animals on this boat, not just the animals that we own, he wants to put 2 of every animal.
That's a lot of animals.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Exactly. So guess what I've been doing for the past year? Starting our own zoo. Don't think I'm complaining, mind you. All God's creations are valuable. And I don't want to be...
Mrs. Noah, I don't mean to interrupt, but do you think we could get your husband to come over?
Sure, I gotta go feed the camels and giraffes anyway. Hey, Noah.
Yeah?
Come meet my new friends. They're actually interested in what God has to say.
Can't you see I'm a little busy?
Well, we've learned that when God says something, we should obey. He's never given us a reason to doubt him. And if he says it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. When God told Noah there was gonna be a flood, it was hard to stomach, 'cause it's so dry you've never seen mud. But I stood by my man. But at least I knew my friends would understand. But when I told them, this is what they said.
See it? Then we'll believe it. He's talking crazy. We're living in a desert. The man is crazy. It's hard to believe something you can't see. So what do you say now, Noah? Noah?
It's gonna rain.
No way.
It's gonna rain.
No way.
It's gonna rain.
Living in a desert.
He will not let me down. No, it's dry in a desert and down. We trust in his word is true. What he says he's gonna do. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. to believe it's gonna rain.
Wait, what? I don't believe this.
What's happening? Why do I feel wet?
I think it's gonna.
I need my umbrella.
Here comes the rain.
Well, as you can see, it did rain. Noah's neighbors are in for a big surprise. With that, let's go to the weather forecast with our own summer showers.
Thank you, Seaflow. As you saw, it is currently raining in Noah's neighborhood. Meanwhile, in the desert between Elam and Sinai, manna and quail are falling from the sky. That's right, God's providing food for his hungry people. Actually making food fall from the sky. Hallelujah. I'm always excited to see what God does next. Of course, in that desert it is hot, hot, hot. Not a drop of rain there. Wasn't it amazing to see the faith of Noah? Especially when it was so dry and it never seemed like it would ever rain.
It sure was. You know, having faith means you are certain what God says is real, even though you can't see it. Let's go back to Sarah and Shara reporting in Susa.
Thank you, Seaflow. We are here in the Persian capital of Susa, talking with Queen Esther, who has quite a story to tell.
Queen, can you tell our heavenly viewers a little background on your story?
Viewers?
Never mind.
Okay, well, the king had been searching for a new queen, and he invited a bunch of us to go live at the palace, where they pampered us with spa treatments almost every day for a year. It was quite luxurious.
I should say so.
And can you believe it? Out of all of those other girls, he picked me to be his queen.
That's quite an honor. But I understand that you could be facing what could be a life or death situation. Can you tell us more?
Before I became queen, my cousin Mordecai made me promise not to tell anybody that I'm a Hebrew. But now there's this horrible man named Haman working for the king who wants to kill all the Jewish people.
Unbelievable. Can't you talk to the king about it?
We have very specific laws here. Even as queen, I'm not allowed to go see the king unless he invites me. Anyone who goes to see the king without an invitation could be killed.
Mercy.
We've all been fasting and praying to God. Honestly, it's a pretty scary decision. But Mordecai says this might be the reason I even became queen, for this very moment.
Lord, I'm frightened. I want to hide this burden I carry. Tears me up inside, but I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Lead me, Lord. Lead me, Lord.
a story. I almost flew out of my seat.
How about I'm just
receiving word that the king has granted Esther's wish. Request to come see him.
And it looks like the king has removed Haman from power. Because of the faith of Esther, all Jewish people will be saved.
Yay!
Her very life was in danger, but she risked it all and trusted that God would be by her side. And that's faith news. Let's take a minute to go with traffic with our own Cameron Flowers.
There's an overflow of angels praising near the Gate of Awesomeness. The overflow of traffic near the Hall of Faith has been rerouted to the Celebration Coliseum and the Sugar Praisatorium. With traffic on the ground, we go to our correspondent Fly Wingspan. Wingspan, can you hear me?
Yes, Seaflow, I'm here flying over Bethlehem. There's a camel broken down by the side of the road. It's going to take a while to clear those 2 speed humps. And over here at Sampson's Village, 2 enormous pillars have fallen down, blocking all access to the main road. If you travel back a few centuries with me, looks like the Red Sea has just emptied, so you'll have smooth traveling. And that's Traffic with Wingspan. Back to you, Seaflow.
Thanks for that eye in the sky report, Wingspan. Now we go back to Chera and Sarah.
We are here in Hebron with a man named Joshua.
Okay, take up the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord and have 7 priests carry trumpets in front of it.
Excuse me, may we talk to you?
If you can walk alongside and keep up, sure.
My sources tell me that you and your people have been walking around the city for 6 days. Can you tell us why?
Sure can. I was near Jericho when an angel appeared before me and told me to take off my sandals. I was standing on holy ground.
Holy ground? That must have been exciting. All right, that was my friend Mike. He told me that.
What?
Never mind.
Anyways, the angel had told me that God had delivered Jericho into our hands. We just needed to march around the city of Jericho for 6 days, and that's what we've been doing. But today, we're supposed to march around the city 7 times and have priests blowing trumpets. Then, after the final trumpet blast, the whole army will shout,
And the walls of Jericho will fall to the ground.
Yes, that's the angel told me. How do you know?
Never mind.
This is so exciting. But I noticed those people in the wall towers don't seem too concerned. They were laughing at you. How does this make you feel?
Following God can sometimes feel a little silly, especially what he asks you to do seems impossible. But each step of faith takes effort, and it gets easier when you walk with him.
Lesson of the story is obedience. Go where the Lord tells you to go. You can conquer any battle with the Lord on your side, just like Joshua did at Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came a-tumbling down. Right up to the walls of Jericho, he marched with a spear in hand. Oh, Joshua commanded the children, shout! And the walls came a-tumbling down. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came a-tumbling down. The walls came a-tumbling down.
fall?
I sure did.
How about the faith of Joshua? It took faith to believe that just walking in circles would make the walls of an entire city crumble. You know, Summer, having faith some foolishness, but it's what pleases God.
So true, Seaflo. Let's go to the ground with Chera and Sarah. What's happening down there?
We are here in Hebron with a man named Moses who has an amazing story to tell. There's action, drama, even shrubbery. Moses, what can you tell us?
I don't like talking much. I'm not a great speaker.
Don't worry about that. Just start from the beginning. I understand you heard God speak to you. When? How?
When I was tending my sheep, I saw a bush on fire, but the weird thing was, it wouldn't burn up. And then a voice called from the bush, and it called my name, Moses, Moses.
And it was God?
Yes.
Do you remember what he said?
How could I forget? He said, take off your sandals, for which the ground you are standing on is holy ground.
Holy ground? That must have been exciting.
I was terrified. And then he said he wanted to lead us and rescue us from the Egyptians and lead us into a land flowing with milk and honey.
You must have ran to tell the Israelites.
Not at first. Like I said, I'm not the strongest speaker. I mean, who would believe me? Then he said to say, I am who I am. The Lord, the God of your fathers, has sent me to you. So I'm off to tell Pharaoh to let God's people go.
Oh, now?
Yeah, like right now. That's why I'm so nervous.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's about to get really exciting down here with Moses. I mean, really exciting.
Hello, Pharaoh. I've got a bit of awkward news. The God of the Israelites has a message just for you.
You've seen the suffering of the people under your hand, and he is gonna lead them out to the promised land. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. So you will let my people go. Let my people go. Go, go, go. The Lord told Moses, just watch what I will do. I'll display my glory. Just people, that's you. I will take you as my people, deliver you from harm, and I will save you with my mighty arm. And I am the Lord. I am the Lord. So you will let my people go. Let my people go. Go, go, go.
Pharaoh did not want to let God's people go, but after God put 10 different plagues against Pharaoh's people, God at last let them go.
Until he changed his mind. Pharaoh's army is marching right behind them, the Red Sea in front of them. They were terrified and cried out to the Lord.
The Lord said to Moses, raise your staff and stretch out your arm over the sea, so the Israelites can walk on dry ground. It will harden the hearts of the Egyptians when they go in after them. And I will be glorified. The Egyptians will know that I am the Lord.
I am the Lord. I am the Lord. So you will let my people go. Let my people go. Go, go, go.
I'm I'm happy to report that the Israelites indeed went through the water on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left.
That's right. The Lord used Moses to save the Israelites from the hand of the Egyptians. Moses and his people need to trust in God and believe.
Hallelujah. Well, Faith News has one last story to report.
A real Evan favorite. Let's go back to Sharon and Sarah.
We are here with Abraham and Sarah. Many of you know them as the parents of Israel.
Here they are now. Abraham, Sarah.
I hear that you are leaving your people and your country to go to a new land. Why?
God told us to.
God said he would make us into a great nation, which I think is sort of funny since I don't have any children, and I'm no spring chicken.
I'll never forget that moment. He said to look up at the heavens and count the stars, and that is my descendants would be like that. He said he would bless me and make me into a great nation.
And everyone on earth will be blessed through you.
Yes, that's what he said. Who told you? Did God tell you that?
Never mind. That's a pretty big promise.
We will walk with God, trusting his every word, even though it's somewhat unbelievable.
That doesn't tug at your wings, I don't know what will.
Like I always say, people of faith may not know where they are going, but they know who leads them there. That's what faith is.
Abraham agreed to go without knowing where he was going.
Noah built the ark because he believed God.
Moses trusted that God would deliver them from Pharaoh.
Joshua believed that God would deliver Jericho into their hands.
Queen Esther risked her life to save her people.
Faith of any size comes through hearing the promises of God, believing them, and acting on them.
Hallelujah!
Yeah, I guess.